Alright, so we're in the cockpit now. We're in the Mercedes GT3 car in the pits at Watkins Glen. You can see the wheel. Got it mounted up on the bodiner. The bodiner underneath there. And then of course the HE pedals. To my right, we got our button box here. From Sim Racing Hardware, that's the Control R button box. Sim Racing Hardware display dash running the Z1 software. So we'll do some laps and just talk about the wheel, what I feel, and some other stuff. Alright. First thing I notice is it's a lot different than what I'm used to. It's a lot smaller diameter. I haven't measured it out, but I can tell. And it's almost, it's like a Formula rim, but it's kind of awkward. I'm used to kind of driving with my shoulders up a little bit, and this is like flatter. It's kind of like you're almost driving with the palm of your hands, and I get that. I get why they do that. It's for more feel, for more precision. It's just weird. It's weird not having my thumbs in there, but that's not really how you drive these things. You don't lock your thumbs in, and I'm more used to kind of doing that. It's kind of all on the surface. It's more surface, and you just kind of, you know, it's kind of like wax on, wax off almost, instead of this. It's more this. So it'll take some getting used to. Other thing I noticed were the paddle shifters. They're magnetic, and they're all carbon fiber. They're not like Kyle's. Kyle's is a lot stronger. It has a lot stronger click. Kyle's is made out of like steel or aluminum, I believe. Obviously aluminum, because steel would be heavy as hell. It has a good click to it though. It's smooth. It has a smooth click. Kyle's is a little more like, not clunky, but you have to work for the shift. So it's kind of all in what you like to feel. These are a little easier to pull, but it still gives you a positive feel. So that's kind of a difference as well as to what I'm feeling versus what I had with my Sam Maxwell Sparco. Other things, you can tell the weight of the wheel. I actually had to crank the bodiner up a little bit to feel a little more weight in the wheel. The wheel is a lot lighter than my P310. Just starting out, obviously, because that's all carbon fiber. But the cool thing is, because it's all carbon fiber and it's so light, it transfers. Like when I'm going over these rumble strips, I mean, it transfers these little things that I didn't really feel before. It just has a better, it's almost like a better conductor in a way. You can just feel stuff that the Sparco wasn't giving you because it's a little bit denser wheel. So that's pretty neat. What else? I love the cable coil. I've crashed and snapped the wheel already, and it spun around, but it never. And we'll slow it down here a little bit. You can see we have plenty of room. I have it going right to here. It connects right in the back. So that's pretty cool. The only thing I'm worried about, I'm nervous about, is because the wires back here are exposed and so close to the shifter. I'm just worried in a panic grab that I'm gonna yank a wire out. That's kind of the only thing I'm scared of. Now on the real car, it's totally exposed in the back, and I didn't ask for it to be closed off in the back at all. So that's, you know, I'm sure he can do it if you want. It'll increase the weight and everything. That's the only thing that scares me. But obviously with this wheel, you're not going to be herking and jerking and trying to grab it old school anyways. You know, you're pretty much, once you're losing it, you're going to keep both hands on the wheel, and once you're done, you're done. I mean, especially with these GT3 cars, it's not like the Mustang where you can spin it and spin it and spin it and hopefully catch it. The Bodner transfers with it really well. The thing I worry about, and you know, this carbon fiber, it's so strong but so light that it's kind of like, man, is it better to have more like I don't know what Sparco makes their wheels. I'm guessing it must be like steel or aluminum or something like that, but I'm so worried that for some reason this thing will crack. I don't know why. I don't put a lot of force on it. I think I have 42 Newton meters on this. I used to run 53, but this wheel, like I said, and I'm getting used to the Bodner. And I know that even that's pretty low than most people. But I don't know. I'm afraid it'll snap the thing, so I'm not as trusting of carbon fiber as I am of the old school steel stuff. But we'll see. Time will tell. Just driving around, I noticed that it pinches me off. I have pretty broad shoulders. So it's kind of awkward in a way. I'll definitely have to do some stretching or something. Just because of the more compact, and you know, I'm used to kind of being more out here. I need to measure this so I get the diameter. I don't think it's any smaller, honestly, than the P310. It's just a different way that you grab onto the thing. But other than that, I mean, you can tell. It's like, it's the immersion factor. You are in the Merc now. You know, you have... I could actually take this away, and because of the way I have everything set up, and we can actually slide this closer, the monitor's closer, and I'd like to do that. But I could actually take this off, and the way my view is set up, I would actually perfectly have iRacing's Motec. The reason I don't do that, though, is because of the Z1 software. I'll be able to flip through the different pages when I map the button to it, track maps and all that stuff, so it'll be a lot more helpful. And then obviously I'll map it to the steering wheel. Right now I have a limiter, radio, and flash set. You can't see flash because it's the middle of the day. It gives you pits, which obviously I just use that to hold a quick morph back into the pits. This is technically, this is for your drink bottle. Obviously I don't have that. It'd be cool, but so I don't know what I'll do with this button. I might make that the limiter if this doesn't work out, if I bump it or something. I don't see how I could, but you never know. The adjustment, the HUD, I'll control with that. We have traction control, and ABS. So we'll map all this stuff the correct way. I have so many buttons down here with traction control and all that stuff, which that's another cool feature. I love that on the Motec, and when you go to change some things here, fuel mixture, stuff like that, it pops up in big nice letters, so that's pretty cool. Let me see what else. As for the Bodner, I don't know. I'll do a review of it in a little more time. It's hard to remember. It was almost a year ago, using the AccuForce, but I can say that you just can feel like these little bumps that we're going over. You can feel it. And the thing is, the smoothness, the tightness when it lets go, it's like a real wheel. The weight, and the cool thing about the Bodner and why I didn't go OSW is you don't have to dick around with stuff. I didn't feel like coding this and coding that, and you know, don't get me wrong, guys on the forums are doing a hell of a job on iRacing, helping the community out, but I wanted an all-in-one package, simple software. I just don't want to dick around with stuff. And the cool thing is it doesn't emit any waves or anything. They don't have any of the frequency shit that you had to deal with the other direct drive stuff. So it was worth the money to not have the headache. And sometimes that's what I do. I just say screw it, I'll pay the money if I don't have to have the headadeche. Where stuff stinks is when you do pay the money and then you still have the headache. And I have to put the downforce up a little more on this car. But otherwise, I mean, it just helps with the immersion factor so much. And Leopold was such a good guy to deal with. I actually found him through YouTube. I was checking out his videos. I'm sure a lot of people saw his videos. He does incredible things. I saw this Mercedes wheel and I'm like, man, I gotta get that. You know, it's one of those things where this is the GT3 car I've been waiting for. I love it. It's a great car. The only car I like more than this is the Bentley. If iRacing comes out with the Bentley, he'll get it. I'll have him build me another wheel, a Bentley replica, because that is my ultimate GT3 car. I love that thing. But other than that, I mean, yeah, I contacted him through email. I actually contacted him on his YouTube comments section for another wheel replica, a Mercedes replica, and he got back to me and sent me his email, and I just kind of went from there. I want to say took about 3 months to get it, because he hand builds all this stuff, and he has other customers always, and it takes him time to, you know, custom build and hand build these things. So that's, you know, that's where a lot of the time comes from, is just you have to wait, but it's worth the wait. The way we did it, he worked with me. I sent him some payment, you know, just to hold my place and to get it going. And then when it was all said and done, before he shipped out, I sent the rest of the payment. So that was cool. And then, like, you saw how he shipped it. You know, it wasn't pretty, but it doesn't matter because it was safe. No issues at all with the shipping or any damage or anything. I can't get over how good the wheel feels. Just tightness, and it gets, that's the special thing about the Bodner. I will say this, not to get off of the Mercedes wheel, because I know that's the focus, but the special thing about the Bodner is it gets tight and it gets loose. You know, you have nice tight steering right here, but as the right there, you know, it's like you can feel it just losing traction. I love it. It's just, that's one of the cooler things, but that's for another video. What didn't I go over? I don't know. Q1R, you know, it's a great quick release, nice and sturdy on here. I love the USB cable. I think that's the way he does the USB cable is spot on. It's a thick coiled cable. It screws in. That's how guys need to do it. The way he does this cable, the USB cable, that's how it needs to be done. That's big boy stuff. So everybody else out there, do it that way. When you're dealing with high quality wheels. When we're getting into custom wheels over, you know, when we're getting close to $1,000 or over $1,000, that's how it needs to be done. So, you know, just all you wheel builders out there, I expect that. Thicker cables, and, you know, ones with the screw in place ones. I love the fact that he engraved the name. You can see it right there, with AMG on it. I think that's awesome. All in all, I've never seen the real one. I don't have anything to go off of in person, held it in my hands. I know he did a lot of studying through pictures. I think it's a hell of a good replica. This is his version 2.0. I think he got a little more documentation or a little more info, so he reshaped it and recut it. But other than that, it's just one hell of a wheel, one hell of a product. And I just, you know, we're right now we are in the Mercedes. I mean, it's just, that's it. We're ready to rock and roll now. Shifting, like I said, it's great. The paddle shifters are a little small. I'm so used to my P310 because I had the longer paddle, so I would shift with all my fingers. This I just have to shift with my middle finger, and it's great. I'm getting used to it right away. It's putting a smile on my face right now, just driving it and using it. I love these paddle shifters. When I unboxed it and I first clicked them, I was like a little hesitant. I'm like, oh man, because I'm so used to Kyle's. And Kyle's has a great shifter. It's just heavier. It's a heavier shift. It has more of a you gotta yank it a little harder. These have, like, it's so weird. It's like it's a strong shift, but it's like a light. It's just strong, but it's smooth. It's not overbearing strong. It's not too light where it's sloppy. It's really good. They did a really good job. I don't know if they're his shifters or whose shifters they are. I'll have to get that information. But other than that, I'm just gonna keep practicing with this wheel, get used to it. Hopefully win a race or two with it. That'd be nice. Obviously the wheel can't fix all the problems, but at least when I crash out, I'll look good doing it. But other than that, you know, I don't foresee myself getting anything else for a while now. I mean, I have a Bodner, I have the cool button box, I have the wheel. I think I'm ready to, you know, we're always tweaking and working on our sim rigs, but I'm ready to start driving and focusing on that again, and then I'm sure something else will come along, and then I'm like, oh, I gotta have that. So, but other than that, man, I'm gonna do a sim rig overview for the summer. I built a new system, computer system right back there. I'm gonna do an overview of that, and then just do a Bodner review, and compare that to the AccuForce. Hint, hint, there's no comparison, but I'll go more in depth with that, because you can't just, you know, just throw it away and go, that's a piece of shit. So I'll go a little more in depth with my arguments and such. But other than that, yeah, that's all I got. So thanks for watching.